June 9th. Bungie says Shadow and Order was delayed to June 9th. That's the official statement, but unofficially, this delay didn't happen in February. It happened months ago. The evidence was everywhere. So let's rewind. July 2025. The Edge of Fate launches. Bungie promises a roadmap, a clear direction, a future. The roadmap never appears. Not late, not postponed, gone. December, another expansion drops. Still no roadmap, no long-term structure, no detailed explanation of what Shadow and Order even is. At this point, it wasn't an oversight. It was a warning for what is not to come. You see, Bungie has patterns. Before Witch Queen, weeks of system previews. Before Lightfall, marketing everywhere. Before Final Shape, deep dives, subclass breakdowns, hype cycles, momentum. Shadow and Order has nothing. No system reveal, no detailed TWID, no expansion-focused communication, just silence. And silence from Bungie before it launches is unnatural. Then January hit. Paul Tassi reports the expansion is likely delayed internally. Possibly because Marathon launches March 5th. Shadow and Order was scheduled for March 3rd. Two major launches. Same week, same studio. That's not bold. That's catastrophic scheduling. And then came the real clue. The Eververse calendar. Players noticed it stopped at April 21st. Not March, not April, not June. Now here's what makes it terrifying. Eververse scheduling has predicted expansion windows more accurately than official announcements in the past. It's tied to content feeds. It's structured around launch timing. When the Eververse calendar refuses to acknowledge your launch date doesn't exist. And yet there was no announcement. So let's see what we have. A missing roadmap, an insider leak, a calendar contradiction. But it gets worse. 2 weeks before the original March launch window, no trailer, no vidoc, no system deep dive, no marketing push, nothing. This is the same studio that once released a 40-minute documentary explaining a subclass rework. And now, silence. Not even normal silence. Strategic silence. The kind of silence you get when plans are changing faster than messaging can keep up. And then Bungie finally confirms the delay. June 9th. But they just didn't delay it. They said it's undergoing large revisions. They're renaming it. Projects get renamed when identity changes, when the scope expands, when the direction shifts, when something bigger is happening behind the scenes. You don't rename it something because it's 2 weeks behind your schedule. You rename something because it's not the same thing anymore. So what changed? Possibility 1. Marathon pulled resources, QA teams, engineers. Possibility 2. Player engagement numbers forced a course correction. Possibility 3. Leadership decided Shadow and Order wasn't strong enough to carry the year. Possibility 4. All of the above. Now, look at what they especially mentioned. Weapon tier upgrading. Tier 5 exotic stats. Expanding tiered gear to all raids and dungeons. Pantheon returning. A new game mode, Ultimate Gambit XL. It has 20% more protein to shoot at. Okay, let's get back to reality. So, everything that they mentioned aren't seasonal gimmicks. Those are structural. Those are foundation level adjustments to loot and endgame identity. The foundation changes don't happen in panic mode. They happen when a studio decides the current structure isn't sustainable. So, maybe this wasn't just a delay. Maybe this was just a recalculation. Maybe Shadow and Order was originally a mid-cycle content drop, and somewhere internally, someone realized it needed to be more than that. More systematic, more transformative, more stabilizing, because the live service games just don't drift. They pivot. And pivots are messy. This one involves silence. This one involves renaming it. This one involves delays that were visible long before they admitted it. So, when Bungie announced June 9th, that wasn't the beginning of the delay. It was the confirmation of a shift that had already happened. The signs were in the roadmap that vanished, in the insider reports, in the Eververse calendar that stopped cooperating, in the marketing cycle that never began. This wasn't random. It wasn't sudden. It wasn't Hunter invisibility. It wasn't Titan inevitable. Now, the Warlock Big Brain real question isn't whether the delay is justified. The real question is this: what did Bungie see internally that made them decide the original version wasn't enough? Because whatever June brings, it won't be an update. It has to be a statement. And if it lands, this becomes a strategic reset. If it doesn't, then this wasn't a pivot. It's a warning sign. And either way, Destiny 2 is about to tell us what it wants to be next. But will we be there? For Gambit XL with 20 grams of protein.